Hi, I'm Dr. Rahul, postgraduate in the Department of General Medicine, Narayana Medical College. I'm going to speak a few words on behalf of the International Day of Older Persons. Older persons make a large part of our society in light of the recent demographic shift in the world. Older people are defined as people aged 65 years or above by the United Nations. The year 2020 marks the 30th anniversary of the International Day of Older Persons as started by the United Nations General Assembly in 1990. This day is started by the United Nations to promote the social life and the health of the older persons in view of the high income and also the low income countries of the world. The 21st century marks the rapid changes in the challenges and the opportunities faced by the older people. The average life expectancy has changed from 46 years in 1950 to 68 years in 2010. This is due to a rapid change in the way we see the healthy aging in older persons. As of 2019, there were 713 million people of aged 60 years or above. This number is expected to rise twofold, that is more than a billion by the year 2050. So this day of the International Day of Elderly Persons is a step towards the rising challenges faced by the older people to promote their health and to bring all the infrastructure and all the needs of the older people into under one roof. So the United Nations observes the next decade 2020 to 2030 as the decade of healthy aging. Older people contribute a lot in the lives of all the people and all the communities, and the healthy aging gives way for many opportunities to older people, like pursuing a long last passion, more jobs and later retirement age. Yet all these conditions depend on one factor: health. From a biological standpoint, aging is due to the cumulative effect of molecular and cellular damage. So this cumulative effect leads to faltering of the bodily processes and leads to aging. This in turn leads to dementia, many diseases, mostly non-communicable, and finally to the death. So what should we do about the diseases processes underlying the aging? So aging results in a complex array of syndromes that do not fit into one disease process. So the examples of these complex processes are refractive errors, cataracts, back pains, neck pains, osteoarthritis, heart diseases, diabetes, hypertension, and finally chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and dementia. So all these processes alter the way the older people go on with their lives. So they need help from the young and the middle-aged people. So we need to recognize the wide array of complex health states that can occur in the older age people. Some of these complex health states include frailty, falls, urinary incontinence, pressure ulcers, and delirium. These conditions are commonly neglected in the traditional infrastructure, healthcare, and the traditional epidemiological research. So this geriatric population needs a special care and a special guidance to tackle these complex health states. We need to address another important issue that can occur in the older people. All the common conditions that can occur in the elderly age group, that is heart attacks, strokes, and other emergency conditions, won't have a typical presentation like in the other age groups. For example, heart attacks can not only present with chest pain, they can also present with just a breathlessness, mild weakness, just a feeling of uneasiness in the chest, some heaviness, some burning in the throat. These symptoms need to be recognized by the caretakers of the elderly and the healthcare workers to act rapidly. So, in the same way, strokes can not only present as weaknesses but just as headaches, vomitings, one or two episodes of seizures that may be mild, and other similar neurological problems that may not be attributed to weakness and that may not be sudden in onset. So, how do we overcome this burden? Our healthcare systems should focus on targeted therapy of older people. So, we need to develop the geriatric medicine branch of the general medicine. So, it's already being developed in the high income and developed countries like the United States and the France. France took 10 years to adapt from its older population of 10% to 20%. It's a challenge for the countries like India to adapt to these changes. So, it is projected that the number of older people in the Southeast Asia and particularly India will be more than doubled in the coming 3 decades. So, we need to focus on developing an integrated approach of all the healthcare facilities and the infrastructure to help those in need. I would like to talk about another important issue that is most dangerous in the older population, particularly in countries like India. This is polypharmacy. We see many older people using a combination of medicines that sometimes make no sense. They take the advice of many people and they sometimes self-medicate for conditions they may not require medication. These medications and their combinations sometimes lead to serious effects that can affect the heart, lungs, the liver, the kidneys, and sometimes can lead to stroke and ultimately to death. These conditions overlap with the common geriatric conditions and they are often mistaken of the diseases of the elderly. So, polypharmacy need to be addressed by the healthcare workers and the health professionals on a daily basis of the elderly people, particularly those in the care homes. Healthy aging depends primarily on the genetic factors, but the social and environmental factors also play a major role in healthy aging. The social factors like the neighborhoods, the communities, and the families in which the older people live contribute a lot to how the health is progressing and how healthy they are aging. And the environmental factors such as the neighborhoods, the surroundings, and the rising pollutions and the global warming also contribute to the severity of the aging. So, we need to improve these factors to promote how the population ages and to decrease the risk factors and the disease processes, and we can slow down the aging in the elderly people. So, as the United Nations says, we need to observe this decade as the decade of healthy aging. We need to improve the branch of the geriatric medicine and improve dedicated healthcare facilities for the older people and bring together the international agencies and a collaborative approach of the local governments, the healthcare professionals, and the family members of the older people to bring a sustainable healthcare system for the elderly people. And let's learn from the experience and the wisdom of the elderly people and let them age healthily. Thank you.